Yo, what's going on, guys, and welcome back to another video on the channel. Today we're gonna be ranking all the brawlers in the game, all 43 brawlers from worst to best. Definitely let me know down below what you think the best brawler in the game is right now. Also, big shout out to everybody using code Tom in the shop. Make sure you're subscribed if you are not already, because you guys know this is going to be epic. Let's get into it. Okay, so starting off at number 43, then we have Shelly. Shelly is just so bad right now. Only good against tanks. Shelly really needs a buff. At number 42, we have Primo. Primo, obviously pretty bad right now. Only good against tanks. Not too many tanks around. So yeah, Primo just isn't very good right now and definitely could do with a buff. At number 41, we have Jessie. Jessie is really good when you unlock the game, where people like tend to group together. But as soon as people learn to kind of spread out, Jessie becomes pretty bad quite quickly. So yeah, Jessie just not very good right now. Okay, at number 40, then we have Crow. Crow is okay in Showdown, but in 3v3, Crow is really, really bad. And, you know, a lot of people love Crow. Crow is one of my favorite brawlers, but I could definitely say that Crow really needs a buff and can do the buff to make him a little bit more viable in 3v3 modes. I think that'd be pretty cool as well. So yeah, Crow just not very good right now. Okay, so number 39, we have Leon. Leon is good when you unlock the game and also really good in Showdown, but when people learn to kind of group up together, when he has that invis, he's not that strong and also becomes kind of not that good in Showdown when there's a lot of teaming. So Leon could maybe get a little bit of a buff. At number 38, we have Dynamite. Dynamite is very bad against aggressive brawlers like Mortis and BB, but in the right hands can literally be one of the best brawlers in the game. Very, very high skill cap though. A lot of people think they're good Dynamite, but honestly, if you come up against like a decent player, they're gonna outplay you with a lot of brawlers, just because Dynamite's very easy to play against. But with that being said, he can be very, very OP in the right hands. At number 37, we have Ems. Ems used to be one of the best brawlers in the game until she got a nerf. Now she's kind of okay, but she does get countered by like every single long range brawler really, and is okay against tanks. Like, she's meant to counter tanks, but there's honestly better brawlers to counter tanks, so she never really gets used, just isn't that good at the moment. Could definitely do with a buff. At number 36, we have Bull. Bull is one of the worst, or definitely the worst tank, I would say, because yeah, he just isn't that good really. Doesn't really have anything too special. Is only really usable in Heist and Siege and a few other really grassy maps, but apart from that, Bull isn't that good. Gets countered by a ton of things and could definitely do the buff. At number 35, then we have Amber. I feel like Amber's maybe a little bit underrated right now. I don't think she needs a buff. I feel like she's in a decent place. I feel like if tanks were a little bit better, because she does just melt them, she would also be better as well. I feel like she's in a pretty good place right now, not too strong or not too weak. Okay, at number 34, then we have Carl. Carl definitely deserves a little bit of a buff right now. Ever since he got nerfed, he got his range nerfed. He was one of the best brawlers in the game with that new gadget, but yeah, ever since they nerfed his range, he's turned pretty bad. I feel like he's maybe a bit underrated right now, but he's still pretty bad and definitely deserves a buff. At number 33, we have Frank. Frank isn't really that good right now, maybe okay in Brawl Ball and Siege, and okay in Hot Zone sometimes, but apart from that, isn't going to be that good. Just a ton of tank counters in the meta right now. At the top, especially with Edgar being so good as well. Edgar is definitely a hard counter to Frank, and there's a lot more counters like B and Spike that are really high up on this list as well. So yeah, Frank just isn't that good right now. Okay, so number 32, we have BB. BB is really good in the Hot Zone, also really good in Siege, and pretty decent in Brawl Ball and Heist as well. But yeah, BB not that good right now. A ton of tank counters high up in the meta, especially brawlers like a Lou, Spike, and B completely counter BB. But BB is definitely one of the better tanks right now in the meta. At number 31, then we have Gene. Gene now takes 4 shots to get his super, which means that he isn't as good anymore as he used to be. There's just pretty much every single mid is better than Gene. Sprout, Mr. P, B, 8-Bit, Lou, every mid is better than Gene pretty much. So yeah, Gene just isn't very good right now. Okay, so at number 30, we have Penny. Penny is okay in Brawl Ball and, you know, Gem Grab, and also okay in Hot Zone as well. But yeah, not too strong, definitely okay. But, you know, when you're facing brawlers like Colt and Brock, they're going to break through your walls. Penny just isn't really going to be that good. At number 29, we have Gale. Gale is okay in Hot Zone, also decent in Heist and Siege as well. Just using that jump pad with maybe 2 aggro brawlers can be pretty effective in those game modes. But yeah, apart from that, Gale isn't too good, but definitely Gale is much better than he has been in previous metas. So yeah, Gale not too bad right now. At number 28, we have Daryl. Daryl is like not insane anywhere, but definitely a really solid option on pretty much every single game mode. The best modes for Daryl, I would would say would be Bounty, also Heist, Siege, and Darrow's going to be good in Hot Zone as well. Also, of course, Brawl Darrow is pretty good as well, so you can pretty much use Darrow anywhere, and he's going to be okay. He's nothing crazy, but yeah, he's a pretty good brawler you can just pick and put on any single map, and he's going to be pretty decent. Okay, so at number 27, we have Bo. Bo is as high solely because of the Bo Nanny strategy, using that totem to get the Nanny Super, then using that Nanny Super to obviously kill enemies. Really OP, and Bounty also usable in a few other game modes as well. Yeah, this strategy is so OP. So Bo is definitely pretty good right now. Okay, at number 26, we have Brock. The meta right now is pretty long range. There's a lot of long range brawlers at the top, like 8-Bit, Lou, Byron, those kind of brawlers, and Brock is pretty solid against them. Not too good, obviously, does get countered by Byron, and you know, can counter 8-Bit. But yeah, Brock in a pretty good place right now, pretty balanced, I'd say. So yeah, I wouldn't be expecting any buffs or nerfs to Brock. Okay, at number 25, then we have Poco. Tanks just aren't really that good right now. There's so many counters to them. Although Poco does have the best star power in the game, reaching solo, there's just too many counters to Poco to a tank right now. For example, like 8-Bit, Spike, Colette, Lou. All those brawlers are pretty good right now, and they all counter tanks. So yeah, Poco just isn't that good right now. Okay, at number 24, we have Rosa. Rosa is actually, obviously gets countered by a lot of brawlers, but it's probably one of the best tanks right now, just because you can put a load of grass down, and even if you're playing against a tank counter like Lou or a Colette, they can't actually scan you, because yeah, most tank counters don't really have good scanning kind of abilities, so you could just sit in the grass there, and honestly they just can't find you, so they can't kill you. At number 23, we have Mortis. Mortis is pretty good right now because there's a lot of throwers in the meta, like Sprout, Barley, Tick. Also, the tanks which normally counter him are pretty bad right now. So yeah, Mortis is in a pretty good place right now. At number 22, we have Tara. Tara is really good against tanks, and tanks aren't that good right now. And also, Tara does struggle against all the long-range brawlers, which are kind of in the top 10 right now. But still usable on, I'd say, a lot of grassy maps in the meta. But yeah, overall, not that good. At number 21, we have Tick. I already mentioned Tick being pretty decent. Also, a lot of long-range brawlers, generally, they don't have much health. Also, 8-Bit as well, very slow. Tick does counter 8-Bit. So as long as you're playing non-wall break brawlers, you can do pretty well with Tick, and I'd say Tick is in a pretty good place right now. At number 20, we had Rico. Rico has probably been the best that he's ever been right now. He's very good in Gem Grab, Brawl, and also in Hot Zone, but he can get easily like countered by throwers, so you do have to be a little bit careful, but generally he is going to be pretty solid pick on a lot of different maps. At number 19, we have Piper. Piper is a okay mid right now, probably, you know, not one of the best, but not one of the worst as well. Only really playable on those really long-range maps. And yeah, it can be countered pretty easily by like aggro comps or throwers. So Piper is okay right now. Okay, at number 18, then we have Nanny. Nanny and Piper, both really similar brawlers. I'd say Nanny is slightly better just because of the Bo Nanny strategy. But overall, Piper and Nanny are really similar, but Nanny is just kind of a little bit better. At number 17, we have Colette. Colette is great against tanks, but as I said, tanks aren't great right now, so you can't really get much value with Colette most of the time. But anyway, Colette is still pretty strong right now. At number 16, we have Lou. Lou is really good at controlling in Hot Zone, and also great at defending the Siege bot in Siege. But apart from that, Lou isn't really used in many other modes and is a mid, but isn't really the best mid. So yeah, Lou is pretty good in those modes, but not really good anywhere else. At number 15 is Sandy. Sandy is great in Hot Zone, Brawl, Siege, and also pretty solid in Gem Grab as well. Isn't so good in Bounty and Heist, but yeah, Sandy is a really solid option on a ton of maps right now. Okay, so at number 14, then we have Jackie. Jackie is great in Hot Zone, Brawl, and Siege, and okay in Bounty and Gem Grab as well. Not really usable on Heist. Definitely the best tank right now, even though there is a lot of tank counters in the meta. Jackie is still playable on a ton of maps. At number 13, then we have Spike. Spike is great in so many modes. Spike's pretty much really solid in every mode apart from Bounty. So yeah, Spike definitely one of the best brawlers right now. A really solid pick, especially when Nita is very good as well. Spike does counter Nita, so yeah, Spike very good right now. At number 12, then we have Barley. Barley is really good right now, really good on Siege and also Hot Zone, one of the best brawlers there, and also pretty usable on Heist and Brawl as well. But yeah, Barley really solid right now, even though Edgar is one of the best brawlers in the game. You know, Barley is still very good. That gadget can win everyone's lane, so yeah, Barley definitely pretty solid right now. Okay, then at number 11, we have Surge. Surge is one of the best brawlers in the game because he is so diverse. He's good against tanks, but also good against long range when he does get out range, and can counter Edgar. So yeah, Surge is definitely in a really good place right now. pretty solid in every single mode. I'd say you can literally use them everywhere. So yeah, Surge, a really solid brawler to push right now. Okay, so getting into the top 10 brawlers then. So starting off here, we have Colt. Colt is really good right now, even though his gadget got nerfed from 3k damage to 1k damage. It still can obviously break walls, and that can kind of be a strategy you use. Yeah, Colt's still pretty solid right now, but definitely a really high skill cap brawler. But if you can use him well, then he's definitely very good. At number 9 then we have Sprout. So Sprout is really good because he does counter a lot of the long range brawlers that tend to be weak. They tend to have like 3k HP. He can 3-shot most of them, so he does counter a lot of the better brawlers right now. But with that being said, he does get countered by Edgar and lots of other things. So yeah, Sprout is really good right now, but you kind of need to have a good matchup. At number 8 then we have Pam. Pam is so good right now. It's been so good for so long. High HP, high damage, also really good healing as well. It's just a perfect mix for a really, really solid and strong brawler. So yeah, Pam maybe could deserve like a little bit of a nerf just because she's been so good for so long. But I don't mind Pam being good. But yeah, Pam just really OP right now. At number 6 then we have Max. Max is really good in every single mode, every single map, kind of mid-range. So yeah, it does work on loads of different maps. Also, Max can counter those long-range brawlers like Piper, Colt, B, Byron, some of the more long-range brawlers, which a lot of other brawlers cannot do. So yeah, Max is definitely a solid option right now. Okay, so number 6 then we have Nita. So Nita obviously got some pretty big changes recently. One of them was a new gadget, which has really helped her become pretty good. Also, a buff to the Bear With Me star power, and now 800 healing when you hit someone or your bear hits someone. It's so strong. So yeah, Nita, definitely one of the best brawlers, and you can use Nita on pretty much every mode, I'd say, apart from Bounty. Okay, so getting into the top 5 brawlers in the meta right now. So at number 5 we have 8-Bit. 8-Bit got 2 really big changes recently. The first one with the star power, extra life is gone. This new star power where essentially you get speed in this huge area around your turret is so good. Also, your turret now does a 50% damage bonus to all your teammates standing in there instead of 30%. This buff has made 8-Bit super OP right now. So yeah, 8-Bit is so good, especially when paired with like other long range brawlers as well. They can all just sit in that turret and it's so OP. Okay, then at number 4 we have Mr. P. I feel like I may have overvalued Mr. P here. He may be a little bit too high, but anyway, he's a great brawler right now. Just really solid, obviously long range, pretty much usable in every single game mode and a ton of different maps as well. Definitely fits into the long range meta, and yeah, Mr. P is just really great right now. Okay, at number 3 then we have B. B's gadget is so strong right now. We got 2 nerfs and is still so strong. Also, B in general right now is just really good. It really does fit into this long range meta and is really amazing on kind of long range maps. Also pretty good on close range maps as well. Really great in hot zone, great on Brawl Ball, and pretty much usable in every single mode. B is very OP right now. At number 2 then we have Edgar. Edgar is so strong right now. Obviously got some nerfs or some reworks, really weren't really nerfs. Still you can get your super with your gadget, pretty much 3 supers with your gadget, so you get your super instantly. You're gonna get that super every 30 seconds anyway without hitting anyone. Edgar is just so good right now. Counters so many brawlers, definitely deserves a nerf. And Edgar is so OP. Okay, obviously at number 1 that leaves Byron. A lot of players that kind of lower trophies do not feel Byron's very strong, but definitely much higher, like high skill level and a kind of the level I play in terms of competitive. Byron is just so strong right now. You know, you have a really long range, really solid damage, you have great healing, you can heal your teammates, heal yourself with your gadget, and obviously you have that star power can pierce as well every 3.5 seconds. It's just a mixture of a few very strong mechanics that make Byron so good if you can hit your shot. So yeah, Byron in my opinion is the best brawler right now. Okay guys, that's gonna wrap it up for the video. So definitely make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Of course, this is just my opinion, but let me know if I made any huge mistakes down below. That's gonna wrap it up. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.